Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever this message may find you. I'm so happy and I'm so grateful that money comes to you and I in increasing quantity on a continuous basis through various sources, all in a positive and peaceful manner. Good vibes only. I'm free and I'm awake. This morning, toxicity is on my mind, right? And I just feel like a lot of us in relationships, right? In any relationship, by the way, okay? You know, we carry a level of toxicity in ourselves, right? And then I think a lot of times you blame it on the other person, you know? And I feel like you need to, not you, but we as a people, we need to check our toxicities. Like, we need to check the toxic behaviors that we carry or that we kind of fiend for, in a sense, or we engage in as people. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we're dealing with people in our lives, like as you grow and you get in relationships and you're dealing with people, you got a boyfriend or you got a girlfriend, you got a wife or you got a husband, whatever, right? You got baby mamas, babies, daddies. Unfortunately, it's ridiculous. But, yeah, like, you deal with these people and you learn something, hopefully. You know, if you're that type of person, like if you're trying to be better, you're hopefully you're learning from each situation that you're in, right? Like, you're like, okay, it's like when you're trying to master something and you like, oh, like you see where you messed up in that one, so you like carry it over, the lesson over to the next thing. Or maybe even if you're in the same relationship, hopefully you're learning from each disagreement or run-in that you have with that person that you're dealing with, right? And you're able to you know, make some changes, make some adjustments for the situation to get better, right? Overall, I guess. So I'm saying all that to say, like, when you're toxic, right? Because like me, I've just been reflecting on my toxic ways. Like, when I come to the table, like, I'm sure that I have some toxicity in me. Not I'm sure, I know, that I identify with, and I've been thinking about, like, things that feel good to me that aren't good for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, sit there and really think about it. When I say this, I'm saying for you to reflect on your toxic ways. Like, it could be the way you have sex. It could be a way that you're used to, you know, like what gets you going. It could be toxic. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be toxic. It's like, and it's funny because some of the things that you like that get you, you can only get that from certain types of people, right? And evidently some of those people that can give you this, they're toxic too, right? They have toxicity, or they have some kind of toxic behaviors that they have went unchecked or have not been addressed. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to go hiking, y'all. I'm like, I haven't learned this back way yet. It's another way to get here. But anyway, so yeah, so it's like really, like, I'm just saying, I'm gonna do some scenarios, okay? So, like, and be real with yourself when you do these scenarios in your head, or you sit and you reflect back to stuff, or even how you act. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, even with your kids, it's toxic responses that you have to things, and that's a you thing. Like, it really is a you thing. It's a thing where, if you want to, you know, if you like to revel in the toxicity and you like it, okay. I've heard people say that, like, man, I don't care. I like this. So it's like, okay, if you like it, okay. You know what I'm saying? But do you like what comes with that shit. That's all I'm saying. Because there's a whole lot of shit that comes with the things that you like. You know what I'm saying? The things that you say you like. You get that one nugget, that one little gift of things, the one thing that you like, and it comes and attached to it is like 10 other things that are completely toxic and not good for you, that can fuck you up and take you all the way off your game, your craft, or whatever you got going on. Like, it could even mess up your money. Like, and people don't like to attach those two things, but it's the truth, because at the end of the day, if your vibe is off, and you, like, if you're dealing with a bunch of, you know, low vibe stuff, low vibe stuff is gonna come. It's just like, it's just what it is. It's a law. Like, it's a universal law. It ain't even something I'm making up, because I went through it. Anytime I was on some low vibe stuff, dealing with low vibe relationship, toxic stuff, like, I always was brought down. It leveled me down in my other areas of my life. It didn't level me up at all. And that's like a fact. That's speaking from my experience. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I'm just saying my experience. When you start losing stuff and things start going left, and you got when things start falling apart around you, it's because you're lowering your vibe to deal with something. It's one thing you attracted to. It's this one thing. And it's costing you a whole lot more other things. Like, it's just like when you take medicine and it fixes one thing, but it like messes up like 4 other things. Or they be like, yeah, if you're experiencing it's got like all these damn side effects. Yeah, just look at it like that. How does it have these many side effects is what I'm saying. Just so I can get some good D and get choked a little bit, I got to have like 5 to 10 side effects behind that. You know what I'm saying? That's not right. You know what I'm saying? That's like, so then that's when you got to come back to you, right? You come back to you and you like, oh, well, maybe I can make some little tweaks, because I don't want to deal with all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to do that. And these toxic way, like me, I could say I like to go back and forth, but not like in a real knockdown, drag out way, because I'm really over the whole, I don't like to argue. But you can get addicted to like a toxic relationship, like going back and forth arguing. You can get addicted to getting, I know some women that almost feel like the dude don't love them if he ain't fucking them up, you know, beating them up. So it's like, honestly, your mental, like, you could really get addicted to some behaviors that's really, and you don't even realize that you're doing it. You don't realize that you're in it, or you're dealing with certain things that are harming you for long term. And you also don't realize that it's causing problems in your life, like, because it's so normal to you. It's just like when you smoke cigarettes and you eat meat, and because I used to smoke and eat cheese and meat and all of that, right? And you could be full of mucus. You could sound like you sound nasal, and you sound like you always got something like up in here, but it's like it becomes your norm. Like you hurting and you can't get up in the morning, like you have to get up all slow and you only in your 30s. Like, bro, that's wrong. That's not right. Okay. But what I'm saying is, I'm using that as an example, is how we get accustomed to things that ain't right, and it be like your norm. So you like, oh, this is normal, but it's not okay though. That's what I'm saying. It's not okay for you to be 30-something years old and you can't move. You got arthritis and you can't hardly get up, and you moving like you 60 or 70. My aunt 83, and she moved better than some of these 30-year-olds. And that's word. Like, she does eat meat, but she doesn't eat a lot of meat. But my point that I'm making is, she takes care of herself, right? And I don't want to get all into the health thing because that's a whole nother thing and that's a whole nother platform, okay? But if you guys are watching, go follow. If you haven't already, follow me at ITS_ALLIVE_. That's on Instagram. That is the platform for the health coaching, and you know, we also serve and prepare foods that are contribute to your overall health and wellness. But anyway, so I'm saying all this to say, like, this runs all concurrent with your mental, right? Your toxic ways, the things that you do, or the things that you like, or that attracts you, or even things that you, again, don't realize that you like, that you do. You like to argue, maybe, but you don't realize. You like, no, no, I don't argue. It's like, yes, you do. You go back and forth with everybody, and you like to debate, right? Some people like it, but they don't realize they're doing it. But this is a toxic behavior. A toxic behavior would be like you thinking that it's a damn, look at that. That's pretty. A toxic behavior is you know, gravitating to something that you know is not, but it's you though. It's a you thing. I know we like to blame other people, like, oh, he did this, oh, he beat me up, he was cheating on me. Like, it's toxic for you. It's toxic in itself that you sit there and deal with it and then want to talk and call everybody and talk about it. That's toxic. What you supposed to do is get the hell on. Like, you don't got to sit there and deal with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what the situation is. We can make up excuses and say why we stay, what we do, you know. But honestly, it's nothing to talk about if you're going to sit there with it because you like it. You obviously like it. Because you're not realizing that you're toxic too. You're not bringing it back to you. You pointing a finger at the other person. And that's the problem. That's toxic in itself. Like I'm saying. Like, you have to stop doing that. It's toxic to sit there and want to be in control all the time about like, you cannot control everybody. You can't control people's actions and how they feel and what they do. And oh wait, is that the wrong? No, this ain't the one. Yeah, you can't control how people are going to be and things like that. Like, your need to control a situation or have the last word, or that's toxic. Your need to feel like, oh well, it's like people like to play mind games. Like like when people mind fuck you, that's a toxic behavior. Okay? It's you coming into the situation, right? And you trying to manipulate people, place, a thing to your liking, to make it do what you want it to do, right? And then when it doesn't go your way, what you do? You blame the other person. It's a you thing, though. It's always a you thing. Okay, yeah, I did it. I did it. I went the back way. But yeah, this is a you thing all day long, and you have to recognize that. And then then you can start to, because everybody always say, oh, if you attract this, you attract that, right? Everybody always says this. And it's true. Because, like, to be perfectly honest, if you have nipped these little behaviors that I'm speaking of in the bud, it's different ones. It ain't like, there's no one behavior that I'm talking about. Like, you know, it's not like I don't like when this, but yeah, it's not like there's one particular thing. You know, it's like literally you have to go within, have a seat, right? Take a little seat on this good Sunday and figure out what it is that you got going on inside you, right? And this is just if you're unhappy. I'm not saying if you are happy with the, you know, toxic whatever or whatever's going on, like when you argue or you petty and you going tit for tat, or you know what I'm saying, some people just really like to be like that, you know. And me personally, I told you sometimes I like to go a little back and forth a little bit because it's in me. But I got to get rid of that, because guess what? That's not really what I want. I don't want to attract immaturity and like you get what you put out, you know, you get what you are. So I don't want that. I don't want to go back and forth. I don't want nobody petty, you know what I'm saying, that's going to not be real with themselves too. So I'm trying to be real with myself at all costs, because I know my stuff. Like I'm aware of my stuff, and what I'm not aware of, I got good people around me that do make me aware of it. So I can, because at first, your first reaction is going to be defense. Like even right now, like some of y'all probably not feeling what I'm saying. I don't know. Your first reaction is to be a little defensive, and that's normal. It means you're human. It's fine. But the thing is, after you've gotten over that, it's over that. I mean, it's time to put in a little work and start identifying what's going on with you. Stop worrying about what's going on with that other person and what they did or what they didn't do, because whatever they gonna do, they gonna do. It's up to you to figure out what you want to deal with and what you are willing to deal with. We all want somebody, you know what I'm saying, to love and to love us. And we're all human, and we all making mistakes, you know what I'm saying, as we go along. Because guess what? Nobody is better than anybody that you see walking around here, all that pettiness. Like, people always want to go and be like, well, I'm like, I did this and I don't do that. And it's like, bruh, so what? It's like, this is getting ridiculous. None of that matters. Like, people talk too much, for one, about other people's situations and other people's stuff anyway. I mean, it's really ridiculous. You are not walking in these people's shoes. And for the people that don't have their own minds and have to utilize other people to get to validate their decisions, or to pretty much, what's the word I'm looking for? You need other people to, you know, tell you what you should do in situations. If you really just sit there and think about it, you know what to damn do. You know what I'm saying? You know. It's just like you want some kind of confirmation, that's healthy to an extent, but it's unhealthy when you just sit around and call all day. Like, bruh, just stop talking. What do you know? You know, it's like asking people opinions, and you know that they're solid, to get an understanding about some things, maybe some characteristics that you can't see, because you're not, you know, you're not outside of yourself. You can't see yourself. You can't see, you know, how stubborn you are or some of the things you're doing. That's different. But when you sitting around and you just have these toxic behaviors, and you're only dealing with people that allow those toxic behaviors, you're going to stay like that. Like, you're going to stay like that. You're not going to be able to change. And people are enabling you. And it's a you thing again. You got to know. Like, I remember I got a person that, you know, that I call a friend now, and she's very dear to me. She's helped me through a lot of things. But at first I was like, man, I think I done created like an unhealthy codependency on you, and I gotta fall back from you. And she was just like, you know, she thought she understood. And what I'm saying this, we are all human beings, right? At the end of the day, and we're all, again, living and making mistakes, right? So what's the big deal about being honest? What's the big deal about saying what really is, what you really feel, and be like, and being honest with yourself. If you can peep it out, check yourself and really start to work on fixing it, because it's not going to be healthy for you in the long run. And the longer you do that, the longer you're going to stay stuck in other areas of your life. And you might not realize that until whenever you realize it. I'm not trying to force any beliefs on you or anything, but these are facts. This is a fact. You just ain't going to see it. After you get unstuck, that's when you look back like, dang, I was stuck so long in this, because it's all connected, but you don't think so. Again, like, you don't think none of this is connected, but trust me, it is. You know what I'm saying? It is. It's very connected. And shoot, I know y'all gonna be able to hear that, but it's saying, I don't know, I gotta cool the phone off. But yeah, so I don't know, but all I'm saying is that you guys, we need to be honest with ourselves about our toxic ways. And because if you're having any roadblocks when it comes to relationships, business relationships, any kind of relationships with people around you, you have to check yourself. You have to go in and say, what is it about me that's being toxic? What is it about me that I'm doing these things and I'm attracting these things? What am I doing? Because whatever it is, I don't want it, right? I always be like, man, I want a toxic sex with a healthy relationship. I always say that, right? But I gotta remember, like, even with the toxic sex, like, I know I could accomplish that. I could deliver toxic sex probably with my partner whenever I find him, wherever he is in the world. I wish he would figure out his lessons so we could start making this money and build together, because I need help. But I think I can accomplish doing the talk, because it's in me. I could do that and be in a healthy relationship. And I know that sounds just as completely contradicting to what I just said, but it's just like, I just want us to identify that, though. Like, some of the things that we like let's say, what I mean is, like, if you want a street nigga, right, you got to know that what comes with that. And Dorsey did a really good video. I actually reposted her video on this channel, if you guys check it out. It was something about I forgot what the title was that I put. It was Toxic Relationships Explained, or something explained. But I'm trying not to make this video super long, but I'm just gonna say this: if you are attracted to certain things in a person, right, place or thing, whatever, you just gotta be aware of what all comes attached to that. Okay, you want somebody that, when you looking for a partner, especially a life partner, you want somebody that's definitely on your page, that you guys have pretty much the same goals. But most of all, you want somebody who's emotionally intelligent, because if they're not able to express themselves and express their emotions freely, there's a blockage, there's an issue, there's some type of immaturity there. And it's definitely like they're not in a space where they can be honest with themselves, let alone you. So that's not something that you want, right? But you got to pay attention to what all comes with these specific attractions that we have. Like, if you're attracted to a certain, like, my homeboy, he likes, okay, this is perfect. My homeboy is attracted to hood chick. Like, he like the hood swag, right? But he wants you to have that look, the classy look. And he wants you to be vegan, and he wants you to be like on some want to work out stuff. But like, it's the only catch is, and it's not impossible, I'm just saying, most hood chicks, or chicks that are hood classy, I consider myself hood classy because I grew up in a certain way. So I have a certain swag about myself that I have because of the way the things I've encountered in life, the stuff I done been through. So I have a certain that creates just what it is. Like a nigga that's hard and you like the bad guys. They've been through a lot of stuff. So you gotta understand there's stuff that emotionally comes with that. Like just you like his swag, but he's not emotionally intelligent, or he's not this, or he's not like the girls that he like. They're not vegan. They like fried chicken and sausages. You know what I'm saying? And they're not going to eat it. They're like, I'm not eating that stuff. I'll eat meat, honey. And then he like, he turned off. You know what I'm saying? He turned off. He wants you to eat vegan like him. And he wants you to work out and do all this stuff. Be on that other stuff. But he wants you to be kind of hood a little bit. It's kind of rare. You know what I'm saying? It happens. It can happen. I'm vegan. You know what I'm saying? And I'm all that. But, I mean, that's my homeboy. I don't fit the crowd. The point that I'm making is, he wants a certain look and a certain thing, but he doesn't want what's going to come with that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you have to think about. And that's when you got to come back to you and be like, what is it about me? You know what I'm saying? What behaviors is in me that like this? Because I can still connect with some kind of with some toxic behaviors inside of other people because it's inside of me. You know what I'm saying? So I have to check that if I want to. If you don't want to, by all means, let it keep going. But all I'm saying is it does stunt your growth in a way. And sometimes we stay in places too long that we don't have to be in, you know? So anyway, I don't want to stay here too long. Till next time, I'm going to sign out. But till next time, I wish you peace, health, wealth, and the time to enjoy them all. And listen, stop pointing the finger all the time and check yourself. And figure out how you can be an asset to other people. And if you can't, you need to stay out the way. Stay out the way. You know, like, if we worried about that more than we worry about what everybody doing wrong, what they ain't doing, what we don't like, what they doing. Because at the end of the day, you cannot make people be away. You know what I'm saying? They either that way or they're not. And and now that's when you come back here and you say, oh, let me make this decision. All right. Am I gonna deal with this person? Like, am I gonna deal with this? Because I'm not feeling good here. You know, is you getting choked out, or you getting slightly choked while y'all having sex? Is it worth that? Like, is it worth all the things that come with that? Think about it. I'm just giving examples. Like, whatever your situation is, it could be a completely different thing. Codependencies are toxic. Codependencies are toxic. When you have to have a motherfucker, when you leave a person, when you get out of a relationship and then you get in another whole relationship, that's toxic. It's like, how did you don't need no break or something? You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna recoup from that last situation. Niggas don't do that at all, y'all. They just piling on. Just like when a chick have a baby back to back, she just piling. She ain't even let her buy. If you have a baby, my cousin even told me, she's an older woman, but she's very mature, raised all her children. All her children are doing well for themselves, which is rare. All her kids. She got like, I think 5 kids. I don't know. She's doing well. And let me tell you something. That woman literally had, let's see, back to back. So she had 4. She said it took her 5 years to get back her body. So what I'm just saying, and I'm talking about get back just mentally, emotionally, physically, all of that. You go from one thing to the next, it's toxic. Not saying having babies like that is toxic, but I'm just saying it's not giving you time to recoup from the last situation. You ain't even processed nothing yet. You still going through the motions and trying to figure everything out. So, like, I just think that's a codependency. It's just like, you can't be alone. You have to be with somebody. That's toxic. Or if your money funny and you want to be in a relationship, you shouldn't even be thinking about a relationship if your money funny. Like, what is... I mean, I'll take a step back quick. Because I'll be like, hold up. My stuff ain't right. Everything ain't together. I got to get my stuff... I don't care if somebody be like, oh, I'm going to help you. Like, man, please. Them people be temporary, man. The only thing for show is you. You the for show thing. You know? God is the for show thing. Everything else is just temporary, man. You don't know. You lucky to find somebody that stand by. Like my uncle and my aunt, they've been together for a long time. You lucky to find that, but if you don't, in the meantime, what? You got you. And that's what you need to know. So, but, yeah, just make sure y'all checking yourself. We got to check ourselves. Not just me. All of us. We got to check ourselves in situations. All right, this is too long.